Hi, this is Julie Campbell, and welcome to the Special to Build Wealth presentation. We've got a very special guest with us today, Mr. Ken, the MLM Professor Stewart. Ken has over 33 years of network marketing experience. He's been a number 1 or top 10 distributor in several companies during his career. He's been featured in industry publications such as Moneymakers Monthly, now the Network Marketing Business Journal, on leading industry websites such as businessforhome.org, and he was recently inducted into the Academy of MLM, only one of around 150 people in the industry to receive that honor. In their last 3 companies, Ken and his best friend and partner in various projects over the past 25 years, Mr. Clay Jackson, have built combined teams of 1 million distributors. Their groups have generated over $2 billion in sales, and they've earned over $20 million US. It's my great pleasure to introduce Mr. Ken, the MLM Professor Stewart.
Well, thank you for that nice introduction, Julie. And today we're going to be talking about how to put the odds of success in your favor when it comes to network marketing. What you need to know, but you've never been taught. One of my mentors, the late Jim Rohn, once said, if you want to have your best year ever, get serious, get smart, and then get going. Well, today we're going to be talking about how to get smart. And you're going to need to know the 5 rules and the 6 parameters formula and apply them if you want to increase your chances for success in network marketing and position yourself to earn the maximum income. We're first going to cover the 5 rules to achieving financial freedom in the new economy of the 21st century. And here's rule number 1. You need to have your own business. Robert Kiyosaki, the best-selling author of Rich Dad, Poor Dad, says the number 1 thing that people can do to create wealth is to start a part-time or a full-time home-based business. So rule number 1, you need to have your own part-time or full-time home-based business. Rule number 2, you need to be in a business where you can take advantage of leverage and residual income. Leverage and residual income are the 2 most powerful wealth-building concepts ever created, and this is how the world's wealthiest people became the world's wealthiest people. Leverage is the ability for you to get paid on your efforts and on the efforts of other people. If anything happens to you and you can't work, you can still continue to earn an income on the efforts of other people. In fact, your income can continue to grow whether you're working or not, as your network of those that you earn an income on continues to increase in size. The late billionaire J. Paul Getty, once the world's wealthiest man, once said, I'd rather earn 1% on the efforts of 100 people than to earn 100% on my own efforts. Getty understood the power of leverage. Residual income is the ability to get paid over and over on a one-time effort. For example, when you sell someone a product or a service, you earn an income. When they repurchase that product or service, preferably on a monthly or at least a periodic basis, you earn a repeat income. So you make the sale once, but you get paid each time they purchase or repurchase that product or service. And the best part is you don't have to physically be there when they either purchase or repurchase the product or service in order to earn an income. Rule number 3, you need to be in a business with products or services that target the 2 largest demographic groups in the world today with the most disposable and discretionary income, the baby boomers and the millennials. The baby boomers are people born between 1946 and 1964. Today there's over 75 million boomers in the U.S., over 1.4 billion baby boomers worldwide. What are they interested in? Looking younger, living longer, leading a healthier and more active lifestyle. Making more money is certainly a top priority, as many are getting close to retirement age and they've had their retirement accounts wiped out or severely diminished due to the global economic meltdown. Or if already retired, they're discovering they didn't save enough for their golden years. The millennials are people born between 1977 to 1994. They're 24% of the U.S. population, 25% of the global population. What are they interested in? Energy drinks, which have now become the fastest growing segment of the global beverage market, a healthy and active lifestyle, the internet and technology, social media, making more money, especially college students graduating today with an average of $26,000 in student loan debt and with an unemployment rate of up to 50% the first year after being out of school. They're also interested in being their own boss, as they're very independent and very entrepreneurial. Here's rule number 4. You need to be in the right industry if you want to earn the biggest income possible. The highest paid profession in the world today is the sales and marketing and distribution industry or profession. The highest earners in the sales, marketing, and distribution profession or industry are in the category that we call direct selling network marketing. Now, for those of you that might be new to the concept, network marketing is simply a business model where people have the opportunity to get paid for referring a product or a service to people they know or people they meet, and which also provides people like you and I with the opportunity to earn additional income by building our own distribution network and getting paid on the sales made by those that are a part of our network. So network marketing is simply word-of-mouth advertising with a payday. Now, this is something that we've all done in the past. It's something that we all do today. It's something that we're going to do in the future. The only question is, are you going to get paid for it? We've all referred someone that we know or someone that maybe we've met to a restaurant we've liked, a movie we've seen, a book we've read, a music CD that we've listened to, a clothing or a shoe store that we've shopped at. And chances are we've had some of our friends or some of those contacts make a purchase in one of those businesses, and yet the owners have never paid us for that referral. Well, that's exactly what happens in the network marketing industry. Companies will pay us, and sometimes a whole lot of money, for those referrals. What makes network marketing so lucrative is that it's the one opportunity that allows people like you and I to take advantage of the concepts of leverage and residual income, which are the two most powerful wealth-building concepts ever created. Did you know that today there's 17 million people in the U.S. and more than 96 million people around the world involved in the direct selling network marketing industry? And when you look at the network marketing industry in terms of total yearly sales on a global scale and compare it to other industries, the differences actually are quite dramatic. The network marketing industry in 2013 generated global sales of $178 billion. You compare that to the natural foods industry, and the network marketing industry generated roughly twice the sales of the natural foods market. When you compare it to the movie industry, once again, network marketing more than doubled the movie industry sales. When you look at video gaming, which is a very large industry, roughly $76 billion, once again, network marketing roughly twice to 2.5 times the size of the video gaming market. The music industry generated about $15 billion in sales in 2013. So network marketing generated roughly 12 times more revenue than the music industry. Now, people have earned fortunes in the music industry, the video gaming industry, the movie industry, and other types of industries, and yet network marketing as an industry is 2 times bigger, up to 12 times bigger than some of these different industries that we're looking at here. So now you can begin to understand why such large incomes are being earned in the direct selling and network marketing profession or industry. Network marketing is really the perfect business opportunity for the average person. No special education, knowledge, or skills are needed. Little to no large financial risk. You don't have to open up a store or open up an office. There's no large amounts of inventory to stock, no deliveries to make, no paperwork, no employees. You have time freedom because you set your own hours and get to be your own boss. You have unlimited income earning potential. In fact, today, thanks to technology and the growth of the network marketing industry globally, you can literally make money even while you sleep for the first time in history. And it gives you the ability to build a global business on a part-time or a full-time basis without leaving home or affecting your full-time job. Robert Kiyosaki, the best-selling author of Rich Dad, Poor Dad, states, "If I had to do it all over again, rather than build a traditional old-style business, I would start building a network marketing business. It's the fastest growing business model in the world today. Network marketing gives people the opportunity to build their own income-generating asset and to acquire great wealth with very low risk and very low financial commitment." Did you know that 2 of the world's wealthiest billionaires each own a direct selling network marketing business? Sir Richard Branson and Warren Buffett, the world's 3rd wealthiest man and the most successful investor in history. In fact, when interviewed on his purchase of Pampered Chef, now a $700 million a year business, Buffett stated, "Dollar for dollar, it's the best investment I ever made." Now, if it's the best investment, the best decision that the world's 3rd wealthiest man has ever made, that automatically means it would have to be the best decision you could ever make. So if 2 of the world's wealthiest billionaires each own a direct selling network marketing business, Isn't it time you owned one too? Now we're going to reveal where the next big fortunes are going to be earned in the network marketing industry. When you look back historically, the biggest incomes have been earned in health and wellness and anti-aging. It's where the majority of the biggest incomes are being earned today, and it's where experts predict the biggest incomes will be earned this decade and beyond. In fact, health and wellness and anti-aging is the next trillion-dollar global market. Paul Zane Pilzer, who's a well-known economist, best-selling author, and advisor to several U.S. presidents, states more millionaires will be earned in the wellness industry than were created in the real estate boom of the 80s or the internet gold rush of the 90s. The emerging industries of wellness and network marketing are combining to create today's and tomorrow's new wealth. Now notice he didn't say travel and network marketing. He didn't say coffee in network marketing. He didn't say skincare, makeup, and cosmetics in network marketing. He didn't say video email or online shopping malls or internet deals in network marketing. He didn't say promoting information packages and ebooks in network marketing. He didn't say telecommunications in network marketing. He didn't say online advertising programs or online auction opportunities or other types of internet programs in network marketing. What did he say? He said the emerging industries of wellness and network marketing are combining to create today's and tomorrow's new wealth. I like to tell people you need to be digging in the right mine. Now here's a good analogy. Africa has many types of mines. Some of the best types of mines in the world are found right here on the African continent. You've got coal mines, copper mines, silver mines, gold mines, diamond mines. Now let's pretend for a moment that we're miners and we're having a meeting today to determine which mine we're going to go dig in for the rest of this year and possibly for the rest of our career. Now if I was in that meeting, I would have just one question. Which mine pays miners the biggest income? I don't know about you, but if I'm going to have to work that hard and risk my life, someone's going to pay me the biggest income possible. Now, if we didn't know the answer to that question, if we were smart, we would probably go do some research. Well, let's say that we found out that coal mines paid the least amount of money, and diamond mines paid miners the biggest income. Coal mines pay the least amount of money, diamond mines pay the biggest income, and the other mines are in between. Which mine are you going to go dig in? I'm going to go dig in the diamond mine. Why? Because diamond mines pay miners the biggest income. Would it really matter if diamonds turned me on or if I liked diamonds? No. My objective is to earn the biggest income possible, so if diamond mines pay miners the biggest income, then that's the mine I'm going to go dig in. Now, if we were to leave the meeting, and let's say there were 100 of us in the meeting, and 99 of us are walking towards the diamond mine, and we looked back and we saw Joe walking towards the coal mine, what would you be thinking? I know what I would be thinking. Wasn't he listening? Didn't he take notes? He says he wants to earn the biggest income possible, yet he's heading towards the mine that pays the smallest income. Now, if we knew Joe and liked Joe, we would probably try to get his attention. And if Joe didn't respond and continued walking towards the coal mine, I don't know what you would be thinking, but I know what I would be thinking. Is he an idiot or what? He wants to earn the biggest income, but yet he's making a decision that is going to guarantee him the exact opposite result of what his objective was. He wants to earn the biggest income possible, but he's now making a decision that guarantees he earns the least amount of money. Well, that's what happens in our industry quite frequently. People make decisions and they make choices that in the long run end up achieving the exact opposite result of what they were wanting to attain. Now, several factors explain why health and wellness will create the biggest incomes over the next 2 decades. You have the aging of more than 1.4 billion baby boomers worldwide. You have the failure of healthcare systems to keep people healthy. You have the increasing cost of healthcare. You have new bugs and viruses coming at us all the time, so people need and want a strong immune system. There's new research and discoveries coming out on a regular basis showing the benefits of plants and fruits, for example, in helping to keep people healthy. There is little to no nutritional value in the food we eat today due to the lack of nutrients in the soil as a result of soil erosion, over-farming, the environment, etc. And then you have the obesity epidemic and an increase in chronic diseases such as diabetes and heart disease in particular. So for all of these reasons, people recognize the need to take nutritional supplements today and to consume healthy beverages. And you have more and more doctors now becoming enlightened and recommending that people take nutritional supplements and consume healthy beverages. And so for all of these reasons, we've seen a huge dramatic increase in the sales of health and wellness and anti-aging products as well as healthy beverages over the past several years. And now you can begin to appreciate why health and wellness and anti-aging is the business to be in over the next 2 decades. So the market that's going to create the biggest fortunes this decade and beyond is going to be health and wellness and anti-aging. So it should be rather obvious at this point that you need to be involved with a network marketing opportunity that promotes health and wellness and anti-aging products. Well, success is much like a puzzle, and we're putting the pieces of the puzzle in place and putting them together in order to increase our chances for success and to position ourselves to earn the biggest income possible. Well, we have a lot of the key pieces of the puzzle already figured out, but there's one piece of the puzzle left, and that would be this question. Which company do you get involved with? Whose health and wellness products do you promote? Now here's rule number 5. You need to make a smart business decision about the company that you decide to join. Stephen Covey once said, "I am not a product of my circumstances. I'm a product of my decisions." Well, in order to make the best decision possible, you need to use the 6 parameters formula, and you need to know the key questions to ask, and let the formula and the answers to those key questions make the decision for you. Unfortunately, most people don't know the formula and they don't know the key questions to ask. And that leads to the number 1 mistake that most people make, and I'm going to show you how you can avoid making that mistake. The 3 most important questions that you're going to face are, number 1, which company should you join? Number 2, what type of pay plan should you work? And number 3, whose team should you join? Now, most people make an emotional decision instead of a smart and calculated business decision. They go to a meeting or they listen to a call or a webinar. They like what they hear. They like what they see. They like what they read. Everybody in the room or everybody that's on the call is excited, and so they decide to join. This approach is a recipe for disaster. You should make your decision based on the 6 parameters formula and knowing the key questions to ask. The formula and the answers to those key questions will make the right decision for you, guaranteed. Unfortunately, very few people know the formula and the key questions to ask. History can be a very valuable teacher. Over the past 20 years, if you were to do the research, what you would find is that the companies that have had the greatest growth, the most success, and where people have earned the biggest incomes, those companies have 3 common denominators, 3 characteristics, 3 parameters, if you will. Number 1, they've been health and wellness companies. Number 2, they started with a small number of products. In fact, several of them started with just 1 product, and even to this day, still have a limited number of products. Number 3, they had a binary or 2-team pay plan. So if we were smart and we were wanting to put ourselves in a position where we were going to greatly increase our chances for success and position ourselves to earn the biggest income possible, then we would start to put together a list of potential companies that we could join that have all 3 of these characteristics. Now, if you were to do that, the list would easily be over 100 companies. That makes it rather difficult for the average person to decide which one they should join. So how do you reduce the list of potential companies down from well over 100 to just a few so that you have an easier decision to make? Well, here's where parameters 4, 5, and 6 now come into play. Parameter number 4, is the company at least 5 years old? 99% of all new ground floor companies fail in the first 3 to 5 years, so avoid them. Don't fall for the big lie. We've all been told it's those who get in at the beginning, those are the ones that make the biggest incomes. Sounds logical, there's just one problem. It's not true. In fact, when you look around today at the top income earners in many of the older, more established companies, a number of the top income earners didn't join the company until The business was already there for 5, 10, 15, 20, 25 years in some cases. So, parameter number 4 is the company at least 5 years old. Parameter number 5, if there is a secret, this is it. Has the company recently achieved $100 million or more in yearly sales for the first time? Why is this $100 million number important? Did you know that there's a perfect time to join a network marketing company? Once again, this is where history becomes very, very important. Historically, when companies break this $100 million yearly sales number, it's not uncommon for them to triple to quadruple in size in the following 12 to 18 months, and at that point double in size again over another 12 to 18 months period. Now, 18 months and 18 months is 36 months. 36 months is 3 years. This is what we call the 3-year window. This is when the foundations for future fortunes are earned. And this is the best time to join a company because you ride the wave. You're able to take advantage of that momentum and that explosive growth. Building the business is much, much easier. And how you make the fortunes in this industry is you ride that growth curve from $100 million a year to $1 billion a year and beyond. Historically, less than 1/3 of 1% of all the companies that have ever started have ever achieved $100 million or more in yearly sales. Less than 1/3 of 1%. That means that 99 2/3% of all companies will never achieve $100 million or more in yearly sales. So you're much smarter getting involved with a company that has already broken that $100 million number, and fairly recently. You're much smarter to do that because it's more likely for that company to go from 100 million to $1 billion than it is for a new or young company to go from 0 to 100 million. Parameter number 6, team, culture, leadership. Listen to, follow, and work with those who have extensive knowledge and proven track records of success, that have a system in place and a proven duplicatable approach that anyone can be successful with. Be very selective about who you enroll with and whose team you join. It matters. If a company cannot meet all 6 of the parameters, if they're not a health and wellness company, if they don't have a small number of products, if they don't have a binary 2-team pay plan, if they're not at least 5 years old or older, if they have not recently achieved $100 million or more in yearly sales for the first time, and if there are not knowledgeable and experienced upline leaders with a proven track record of success and a duplicatable system for you to follow, then your answer needs to be you are not interested. Get used to that phrase, not interested. Anytime somebody approaches you with an opportunity, the very first thing that you want to do is walk through this 6 parameters formula when analyzing that particular opportunity. And the minute that you get an answer that is not the answer that you should be looking for, your response needs to be, I'm not interested. Now, if you remove new companies from the list, companies that aren't at least 5 years old, companies that have not recently achieved $100 million a year or more in yearly sales for the first time, and where there is no strong team and culture, that list of more than 100 companies that you initially started with would now have shrunk down to just a few. In fact, you could count them on one hand. So now the question becomes, how do you decide which one of the few remaining companies on the list is the one that you should join? You need a checklist. Just like pilots who go over a checklist before they take off, you need a checklist before you make a decision about the company you join. How do you determine which one of the few companies that passes the 6 parameters test is the one that you should join? Well, you now start to apply some of the key questions that I'm about to share with you. And we'll start with key questions to ask about the products. And here's the number 1 most important question you can ask about a product. Does the company have independent, randomized, double-blind, placebo-controlled human clinical studies on its formula or on its products? This is the most important question that you can ask. Why? Because human clinical studies are the only way to prove that a product works. Studies on ingredients don't count. Just because a product has a large number of ingredients on its label doesn't mean it's a good product, that it works, or that it's better than another product with fewer ingredients. Human clinical studies are the gold standard. Number 2, what is the ORAC value per bottle and per ounce of the product? Now, theoretically, the higher the score, the greater the product's potential antioxidant capabilities. The lower the score, the weaker the product. That's a simplified way of looking at it. However, just because a product has a high ORAC score does not mean it works or that it's a better product than compared to one with a lower ORAC score. It needs to have human clinical studies along with a high ORAC score. You can have a product and it can have a beautiful bottle, it can have a high ORAC score, but without human clinical studies, that's comparable to looking at a nice, beautiful Ferrari that doesn't happen to have an engine in it. It's nice to look at, might be nice to touch, but you're not going very far with it, so to speak. So you want to make sure that the product has human clinical studies, not just a large number of ingredients and not just a high ORAC score. Question number 3, does the suggested daily serving of the product provide you or provide your customers with a minimum 5,000 ORAC units or more that doctors and experts suggest you consume each day? Number 4, has the product received any special awards and recognition? Are there any independent lab reports comparing the product to other leading brands? Number 5, do any well-known doctors recommend their product? Number 6, do they use pharmaceutical-grade ingredients in their product? Number 7, do they manufacture their own product or products, and are they in liquid form? 3/4 of the companies today do not make their own products, so they don't have total quality control. And generally, less than 10% of a typical pill, tablet, or capsule gets broken down and absorbed by the body, whereas a well-designed liquid formula can get as high as 98% absorption and is much more bioavailable to the body. Question number 8, do they use a cold fill process when making the product? There's 2 types of processes generally. One is called a hot fill, the other is called a cold fill. The hot fill process is less expensive, and this is the reason why most companies will use one. And the problem is that when they heat the liquid up to a very high temperature over a prolonged period of time to kill any bacteria or microbes or contaminants that might have gotten involved when they were making the product, if it's hot enough to kill those things, it can also be hot enough to destroy or severely diminish the potency of beneficial substances such as enzymes and antioxidants in the product. A cold fill is more time-consuming, more expensive to do, and it's the preferred method of processing. They take it up to a very high temperature very quickly, boom, it's over, and they drop it back down to a very low temperature, and so you end up accomplishing what you need to accomplish without severely destroying or diminishing the potency of a lot of the good things that you might happen to have in your product. Number 9, do doctors with extensive knowledge and experience formulate and create the products, or did the formula or the product come to the owner in a dream one night? Because I've heard that story. You know, the formula came to our owner in a dream. I don't know about that one. Question number 10. Has the product received the necessary approvals to be marketed in a particular country, and is it WADA, which is World Anti-Doping Association certified, and halal certified for Muslims? Now, in order to receive halal, you have to meet certain standards for purity and quality, and you're not allowed to use certain ingredients in order to receive that certification. So these are 10 key questions that I would ask somebody, and if they can't answer yes to every single one of those questions, you don't use the product, let alone promote and distribute the product. So the minute that you get a no, your answer needs to be not interested, and you would remove that company from the list of potential companies that you are considering. And truth be known, very few companies can, first of all, pass the 6 parameters test, and very few companies can answer yes to each of these 10 key questions. Now, provided that the company passes the 6 parameters test, provided that it can answer yes to each of these 10 key questions, now we ask some key questions about the company. And we're going to start with, do the owners and management team have extensive experience in the network marketing industry? What is their background? Have they built a successful network marketing business or organization before? If not, have they held top management positions with a successful network marketing company before? How many employees does the company have, especially in customer service, and how long have they worked there? Number 2, are they members of the Direct Selling Association? Only around 200 companies today have been approved for membership in the DSA or Direct Selling Association. Number 3, is the company at least 5 years old? Number 4, are they on the direct selling news list of the top 100 MLM companies? This is the only credible list in the industry because it's based on the only metric that matters, yearly sales revenue. Number 5, is the company recommended by any well-known business experts, industry sources, or major magazines? Number 6, has the company won any major awards and received any major recognition? Have they received any Stevie, Marcom, Davy Awards, or other types of well-known business awards? Number 7, do they have the tools, such as state-of-the-art web-enabled websites, advanced back offices? Do they have a social media and mobile marketing platform? And do they have a duplicatable business building approach? Number 8, do the upline leaders have extensive knowledge and experience and proven track records of success in the network marketing industry? Number 9, do they have any leaders in the upline that are on the businessforhome.org list of the top 200 biggest earners in the world in the network marketing industry that you can learn from and work with? And question number 10, how many countries are they legally operating? And the operative word there is legally. Most new companies, when they run around and claim we're in 90 countries or we're in 180 countries, if you really honestly believe that they have taken the time and spent the money and done all the paperwork and gotten all the product approvals to legitimately and legally do business in 90 countries or 180 countries, the word naive comes to mind. You look at industry giants like Herbalife and Amway that have been in this industry for 30 to 50 years, multi-billion-dollar companies with their own in-house legal teams, and they're not in more than 85 or 90 countries. So for a brand new company or a company that's only 1 or 2 or 3 years old to be running around claiming that we're global and we're in 100 countries and we're in 150 countries is just absurd. So how many countries are they legally operating in? So these would be 10 key questions that you could ask about the company. Now, there are other more important questions that you could come up with, but I'm just giving you a framework with which to work with here. Now, here's some key questions to ask about the pay plan. Number 1, what type of pay plan does the company have? Is it a unilevel plan? Is it a stair-step breakaway plan? Is it a matrix, a binary, or a hybrid? A hybrid is usually a combination consisting of a binary for initial orders and a unilevel for repeat orders. But those are the 5 primary types of pay plans in the industry. 4 of them you should probably avoid. And once again, this is where having knowledge becomes very, very important. But once you've identified what type of pay plan they have, question number 2 would be, how many teams do you have to build to reach the top to earn the maximum income? I'm just amazed at the number of people that go to opportunity meetings, like what they see, like what they read, like what they hear. Everybody in the room's excited, so they decide to just go ahead and sign up after the meeting is over, and they never stop to ask themselves some real important questions, like, how many teams am I going to have to build to reach the top and earn the maximum income? Question number 3. What monthly qualification requirements do you have to meet to be active and earn income? Question number 4. Do you get to count the sales of those on a limited number of levels or generations below you towards your income, or do you get to count the sales of everybody below you? Question number 5. What happens to sales you don't get paid on? Do they flush those sales at the end of every month, wipe them off the books, and the commissions on those sales roll up to those at the top, or the company keeps the money, what we call breakage, and you start the first of each new month at 0? Is that how it works? Or do they bank those sales for you and carry them over into the new month so that you can get paid on them in an upcoming pay period? Number 6, speaking of getting paid, when do you get paid? Do you get paid weekly, or do you have to wait until the first or second week of next month to get paid on what you and your teams do this month? You need to know the playing field and the rules of the game. If you don't, you're going to end up working harder, only to make less, even if you have some success, and then wait longer to get paid less. Now here's some big news. We've discovered the only company that, 1, is a global pioneer in liquid nutritional products, healthy beverages, weight loss, weight management, and beauty. Number 2, has a small number of products. Number 3 is a network marketing opportunity with a 1-position, 1/3, 2/3 binary pay plan with matching bonuses and a cap of $25,000 to $55,000 a week in cycle bonuses. Number 4 is more than 5 years old, Number 5 has recently achieved $100 million or more in yearly sales for the first time. 6 has upline leadership and support from 2 individuals with 70 years of combined network marketing experience who are among the industry's top earners and most successful distributors. Number 7, and most importantly, this particular company happens to pass the 6 parameters test and can answer yes to all of the key questions I've just alluded to. And the name of that company is Vima. Vima is the world's leading liquid nutritional products and healthy beverages and lifestyle company. Vima is the only company that can make all of the following statements. First, it's a 10-year-old company recently featured on the direct selling news list of top 100 network marketing companies in the world based on yearly sales, ranked number 72 in 2015 with sales of $201 million in 2014. It's only one of around 200 companies approved for membership in the Direct Selling Association. It recently received a 2015 A+ rating from the Better Business Bureau. Its CEO was named 2014 Gold Stevie Award for Executive of the Year. Previous winners of that award, by the way, included Steve Jobs of Apple. The Stevies are like the Oscars of the business world. This particular company happens to have 4 award-winning #1 rated products according to leading magazines and judging panels of physicians, including 2 which have been recommended by the world's most famous doctor and several endorsed by America's #1 celebrity fitness trainer, Chris Powell, the star of a well-known TV show on weight loss and body transformation. Vima is also one of the few companies in the industry with independent, randomized, double-blind, placebo-controlled human clinical studies which have been published in peer-reviewed medical journals such as the Journal of Medicinal Food and the Journal of Agricultural and Food Chemistry. It's also one of the small percentage of companies that has its own manufacturing plant. In Vima's case, it's a 250,000 square foot, $150 million FDA-inspected facility. Vima happens to have a 1/3, 2/3 binary plan with matching bonuses and a weekly cap of $25,000 to $55,000 in cycle bonuses, depending on rank. Top incomes of up to $200,000 a month and more are being earned, and Vima has anywhere from 4 to 6 affiliates on the businessforhome.org list of the top 200 biggest earners in the industry in any given month. You can build a business in more than 50 countries. Vima has state-of-the-art tools such as web-enabled websites, mobile marketing platform, and our new To Build Wealth online business building and recruiting system. Upline leadership from Vima Star Ambassador, yours truly, Ken the MLM Professor Stewart, and Royal Ambassador Clay C.J. Jackson, who between the two of us have 70 years of combined network marketing experience and who've earned $20 million in our past 3 opportunities. Most impressive, Vima and its exciting opportunity is recommended by such well-known icons as Bob Proctor, one of the world's top personal development experts and star of the movie The Secret, and Robert Kiyosaki, the best-selling author of Rich Dad, Poor Dad. Finally, Vima has been chosen one of the top 20 network marketing opportunities today by businessforhome.org. Now let me talk about Vima's binary or 2-team pay plan. Knowing compensation plans is critical. Let's talk about the binary 2-team pay plan that Vima offers. First of all, in the computer, you have a position that's called a business center, and you have 2 spots below you, one to your left and one to your right. You're going to build a left leg or a left team and a right leg or a right team. Now, once someone has been placed below you in the spot to your immediate left or in the spot to your immediate right, and they could have been placed there either by you or somebody up above you, but once those 2 spots are filled, any people that you now personally enroll, you're going to start placing down below either your left team or down below your right team. And you're just going to start stacking people one on top of the other down the left side, and the same thing down your right side. What makes the binary 2-team pay plan so exciting is that you get to count the sales of everybody below you in both of your 2 teams. There's no levels. And so this encourages teamwork and building depth. Each product has a point value. Now, on first orders of a 1-pack of Vima Mangosteen or a case of any of the Verve or Body products, for example, each 1-packer case is worth 30 QV on the initial order. Repeat orders, however, the point value is doubled to 60 QV or 60 points on each 1-pack or case of product that's purchased. Now, you need a total of 540 points to complete a cycle. When one team has accumulated at least 180 QB points and the other team has accumulated at least 360 QB points, at that point you complete what we call a cycle and you earn $20 US. Any points above 180 and above 360 apply towards the next 180, 360 cycle, so you get to use the extra points. Now, you can earn a maximum of up to $25,000 a week on cycle bonuses at lower ranks of achievement and up to $55,000 a week in cycle bonuses at higher ranks of achievement. Now, not all binary two-team pay plans are created equal. I was fortunate to be one of the first to help pioneer the binary two-team pay plan concept to the MLM industry back in the early 1990s. And I would recommend that you avoid the following types of binary pay plans. Number one, I would avoid what we call 50-50 binary plans, where your two teams have to be equally balanced in order for you to complete a cycle and get paid. For example, there's a well-known coffee program where each team has to do at least 300 QB or points for a total of 600 points in order for you to complete a cycle and get paid a cycle bonus. There is a well-known Filipino company where each team has to do 1,200 QB or points, a total of 2,400 QB or points then, in order for you to complete a cycle and get paid. Well, the problem with a 50-50 plan where both of your teams have to be equally balanced is that it's quite common to have one team grow bigger and faster than the other. This is true in all types of pay plans, but it can especially occur in binary pay plans because you're only building two teams. And so it's not uncommon for one team to grow bigger and faster than the other. And so you have to wait for the weaker team now to catch up and do the required number of minimum points in order for you to complete a cycle and get paid. Well, as a result of that, it takes longer to cycle and get paid in a 50-50 binary plan compared to a 1/3, 2/3 binary plan. In a 1/3, 2/3 binary plan, your bigger team can do 2/3 of the total points that you need to generate in order to complete a cycle and get paid. And so your bigger team can leverage 2/3 of the points that you're needing to complete a cycle. And so since you're always going to have one team that grows bigger and faster than the other, you're much better suited to be working a 1/3, 2/3 binary plan versus a 50-50 binary plan. Now, in VIMA, as I mentioned just a minute ago, VIMA has a 1/3, 2/3 binary plan. You need 540 total points to complete a cycle, and because it's a 1/3, 2/3 plan, 1/3 of 540 would be 180, and 2/3 of 540 would be 360. Hence the reason why you have to do 180 points in one team and 360 points in the other team in order to complete a cycle and get paid. But it's much, much easier to cycle in a 1/3, 2/3 plan, and it's more likely that that's going to happen faster than it is to complete a cycle in a 50-50 binary plan. Number two, avoid binary plans that have a small cap or limit on what you can earn on a daily or a weekly basis in cycle bonuses. With these caps or small limits, anything that you earn above that cap, above that dollar limit, ends up going into the pockets of those at the top, or the company keeps the money. We often refer to this as breakage in the industry. For example, there's a well-known Filipino company that caps or limits you to $528 a day in cycle bonuses on a position. Anything you earn above $528 that day, the company keeps. So if your two teams generated enough sales, enough points to earn a $1,000 cycle bonus check on a particular day, in that particular company, you're only getting paid 528 of the 1,000. The company keeps the other $472. Ouch. If you had a really big day and your two teams generated enough QB or points to create, say, a $2,000 check in cycle bonuses on that position, they'd only pay you $528 that day, and they would keep $1,472 of that $2,000 check that you earned. I call that a super ouch. So as a result of their daily cap of $528 in cycle bonuses on a position, that means then that the most that you can make in a week in that particular company in cycle bonuses on a position is right around $3,700. You take $528 a day cap or limit times 7 days a week, That means that the absolute most that you can make, the absolute most that you're going to get paid, would be $3,696, roughly $3,700. Now, I recently had a week where I earned over $16,500 in cycle bonuses on my position. That's what Vima paid me. Now, if I would have been in this other particular company on the exact two teams, the exact number of points, everything identical, I would have only earned around $3,700 for the week. That company would have kept $13,000 of my almost $17,000 check. So this is the reason why you want to work a 1/3, 2/3 binary plan with a large weekly cap. In Vima's case, the weekly cap ranges from up to $25,000 all the way up to $55,000 a week. So my question to you would be, which would you prefer? A maximum of around $3,700 a week in cycle bonuses on a position, or $25,000 to $55,000 a week in cycle bonuses on a position? Number 3, avoid binary plans where they encourage you to buy more positions. Now, they claim that you'll be able to make more money if you buy 3 positions or 7 positions. That's really an excuse to create a front-end load, to get you to buy $1,000, $2,000, $3,000, $4,000 worth of product, so that the enroller can earn a bigger fast start bonus, so that more volume flows into the pay plan, so that the upline and the company can make more money. I can actually show you where the more positions you buy, the less money you can actually make, not the more money you're going to make. So avoid binary plans that are 50-50 plans where your two teams have to be equally balanced. Avoid binary plans where they have a small daily or weekly cap or limit on what you can earn in cycle bonuses on a position, and avoid binary plans where they encourage you to buy 3 business centers or 7 business centers or more. Number 4, avoid binary plans where your rank determines your income. They limit what you can earn based on your rank. Anything that you earn above that amount goes into the pockets of those at the top, or the company keeps the money. These types of plans are generally designed to take money out of the pockets of the new person and the little guy or gal in order to create bigger checks for those at the top. For example, there's a well-known copy program where if you are at the rank of supervisor, you're capped at $1,000 a week in cycle bonuses on a position. So if your two teams generated enough points to create a $1,500 cycle bonus check for that week, you're only getting paid $1,000 of the $1,500. Where do you think the other $500 goes? Or if you're at the consultant level, you're capped at $1,500 a week in cycle bonuses. So if your two teams generated enough points to create, say, a $2,500 check for the week in cycle bonuses, you're only getting paid $1,500 of the $2,500. Where do you think the other $1,000 goes? Or if you're at the sapphire level, you're capped at $5,000 a week in cycle bonuses. So once again, if your two teams generated enough points to create, say, a $7,500 check for the week in cycle bonuses, you're only getting paid $5,000 of the $7,500. Where do you think the other $2,500 goes? Not knowing how pay plans really work can cost you hundreds to thousands to tens of thousands of dollars in lost weekly, monthly, or yearly income. Income that you earned, but that you're not going to get paid. Now, in Vima, the cap on cycle bonuses on a position at lower ranks is $25,000 a week, and for higher ranks, up to $55,000 a week. Number 5, avoid hybrid binary plans. Typically, a hybrid binary plan will incorporate a binary for the initial orders and a unilevel plan for all reorders. For example, that well-known copy program I was alluding to just a minute ago, in their program, all the initial orders go into their binary, and all the repeat orders go into their 9-level unilevel plan. And once again, your rank determines your income, and your rank determines the number of levels you're going to get paid on in the unilevel plan. It also determines what percentage you're going to get paid on in their binary as well. Now, most people, when they're getting started, and even after achieving the first few ranks of achievement, when it comes to the unilevel part of their pay plan, they're only going to be qualified to get paid on 3, 4, 5, maybe 6 levels. What happens to the income on levels 7, 8, and 9? it rolls up into the pockets of those at the top. In fact, in order to get paid on all 9 levels in that unilevel, you have to build 10 qualified legs. Now, why would you make people initially build 2 teams to earn an initial income, but then now require them to build 10 qualified teams to earn a repeat or residual income? Why would you do that? Why would you make them work 5 times harder? Reason? Because you know they're not going to build 10 qualified legs, and when they don't, the income on the sales on all the levels that they're not going to be qualified to get paid on, that income rolls around them and into the pockets of those at the top. So they did the work, they made the sales, but somebody else is making all the money. So avoid hybrid plans. If you have a well-designed, one position, 1/3, 2/3 binary plan with matching bonuses and a large weekly cap, you don't need to buy multiple positions. And you don't need to have other types of pay plans wrapped around your binary pay plan. Now, let's take a look at VEMA versus what I call old school pay plans. Now, by old school, what I mean is that these pay plans were designed back in the 1970s and 1980s. They were basically designed in the 20th century. And they used to work, but they don't work nearly as well in the 21st century as they did in the 20th century, and you're about to discover why. Now, for those of you that might be new to network marketing, a unilevel plan means you get paid on a certain number of levels below you. A stair-step breakaway plan, typically what happens is when somebody reaches a certain level of achievement, say manager or director or supervisor, they now break away from you. You don't include them and their group volume as part of your total group volume anymore, but the company will reward you with a bonus usually of 5% on that person and their group's volume. And they'll pay you down 3 to upwards of 5 generations of people that reach this breakaway status. Now, this is a very, very simple comparison, but it drives the point home. In VEMA, you only build 2 teams. Now, typically, to get to the top to earn the maximum income in what I call the old school programs, companies that have unilevel or stair-step breakaway plans, typically, you're going to really need to build anywhere from 7 to 25 qualified teams depending on the company. Now, in VEMA, the question I would ask you is, would you find it easier to build 2 teams, or do you think it would be easier to build 7 to 25? The last time I checked, 7 to 25 is 3.5 to 12.5 times more than 2. So what it means then is that to build 7 to 25 qualified teams is 3.5 to 12.5 times harder to do than building 2. So if you like building fast and working easier, you're going to love VEMA's binary 2-team pay plan. Now, in order to qualify for income in VEMA, you have to enroll at least 2 people. Put 1 person in your left team, 1 person in your right team. I encourage people to enroll more than 2, but a minimum of 2. Now, in the old school programs, here's the general rule of thumb. Once you've identified the number of qualified teams that you're going to have to build, take that number and multiply it by a factor of 10. This is now going to give you the number of people that you are personally going to have to recruit in order to give yourself a realistic shot at building that many teams. Well, what that basically means then is that in a large number of what I call the old school programs where you have to build 7 to 25 teams, what that means then is that depending on the company, you're going to have to personally recruit anywhere from 70 to 250 people or more. Good luck with that. Now, why a factor of 10? Because for every 10 people that you or I enroll, on average, only 1 out of 10 is going to do something. And so if you need 7 to 25 qualified teams, depending on the company, then you're going to have to personally recruit 70 to 250 people. Now, maybe you're a superstar and maybe you can do that, but let me tell you who won't be doing that: the average person. And how do we know? Once again, industry averages, industry numbers. We know that the average person is only going to enroll a few people, which means at best, they're only going to build a few teams. Yet they've just signed up into a program that requires them to build anywhere from 7 to 25 teams. Well, then they're guaranteed to fail. It doesn't matter how hard they work. In fact, they're doomed to fail before the ink is even dried on the application form they've just filled out. The deck is stacked against them, and they don't even know it. So, in VEMA, build just 2 teams. Far easier to do that than it is to build the 7 to 25 teams that you're going to have to build in a typical old school unilevel or stair-step breakaway plan. Now, another exciting aspect to the VIMA 2-team pay plan is that there's no levels. Everybody below you counts, regardless of who put them below you. So think of that as unlimited depth, whereas in a typical unilevel or stair-step breakaway plan, you're limited to a certain number of levels below you in a unilevel plan, or limited to a certain number of generations typically in a stair-step breakaway plan. Now, another big difference is in VIMA, volume accumulates. Sales volume that you're not paid on by the end of a month, as long as you're active, those points are banked for you, and you start the first of the following month with those points in your account, so that you can eventually get paid on them in an upcoming weekly pay period. But in the old school unilevel and stair-step plans, at the end of every month, sales that you're not paid on, they flush those sales. They wipe them off the books. The commissions that you could have earned had you been qualified, those commissions go around you and end up in the pockets of those at the top, or the company keeps the money, and you start the first of each new month at zero. So, volume accumulating is certainly more preferable to volume flushing. Now, we talked about this just a minute ago. In VIMA, you can earn up to $25,000 all the way up to $55,000 a week in cycle bonuses on your position. So for building just 2 teams, you can earn up to $25,000 to $55,000 a week on your position in terms of cycle bonuses. But in a typical old school unilevel or stair-step plan, if you just had 2 productive teams and that was it, you'd be lucky to make $1,000 a month. Same 2 teams, same points, same volume, yet one program you can earn up to $25,000 to $55,000 a week in cycle bonuses, and in the other company with a typical old school unilevel or stair-step plan, because you're not going to build the required number of teams, you're only going to earn on a few levels or maybe a small percent on a generation or two, you'd be lucky to make $1,000 a month. So there's considerably more money in a 2-team binary type pay plan than there is in a typical old school unilevel or stair-step breakaway plan. Finally, and perhaps most exciting, in binary plans you can get paid weekly, whereas in the typical old school unilevel or stair-step breakaway plans, whatever you do this month, you don't even get paid on until the first or second week of next month. So, which would you prefer? An easier plan, a plan that pays more money, and a plan that pays you faster? Or would you prefer to work harder, make less, and wait longer to get paid less? Fortunately here, you don't need to be a genius to figure out which side of the fence is probably the side of the fence that you should be on. So, does VIMA distinguish itself from many others? The only answer that you can conclude is yes. And what validates that is the fact that in any given month, 4, 5, 6, sometimes even 7 VIMA affiliates are on the industry's top 200 biggest earners list, and VIMA has incomes of up to $200,000 a month or more being earned. Now, we want to make it clear here that the incomes that we're talking about are not typical. VIMA does not guarantee income. Your income, if any, is going to be based on your individual effort, your hard work, and your leadership skills. And you can see generally expected results by reviewing the VIMA income disclosure statement, and that can be found on the VIMA website of the person who referred you, or you can access it directly at www.vima.com. VIMA changes the playing field and the rules of the game so that you can finally succeed and earn an income. And so what we have here is a program that is easier, more lucrative, and that pays you faster compared to the typical unilevel and stair-step breakaway plans that were designed 20, 30, 40 years ago. Now, duplication is the key to success and wealth in network marketing. Let me share with you the formula for creating true duplication and wealth in our business. Here it is. Lead a large group of people to consistently do a few simple things, a few simple actions, over a sustained or prolonged period of time. Lead a large group of people to consistently do a few simple actions, a few simple things, over a sustained or prolonged period of time. Now you'll notice there are 3 sections that make up this formula. First is the large group of people. You need enough critical mass to get traction and for duplication to take off. Now the second element is to have those people perform only a few actions, a few simple things. and to keep those actions simple. One of the biggest mistakes newcomers make is they try and quantify everything. And in doing so, they add too much complexity to the situation. For true duplication, we need to focus on actions simple enough that everyone in this large group can replicate. This is why we teach use the product, wear the button, talk to people, hand them a brochure, hand them a Dr. Edwards CD, give them a website address, invite them to an event, follow up by phone, email, or a personal visit. Who can do all of those things? Anybody. And finally, you need this activity taking place over a sustained period of time. Building a solid network is a 2 to a 5 year plan. It doesn't happen in 1 day, 1 week, 1 month, or 2, or even in 6 or 12 months. You need to get people to consistently take actions for a sustained period of time. This is how true wealth is created in network marketing. It doesn't happen overnight, but if you follow the formula, it does happen. Now here's the formula. Number 1, use the products. Number 2, wear the button. Number 3, talk to people about the products and the opportunity at any opportune moment. And remember, it's not what you say, it's how you feel about what you say that's important. Now, who can use the products? Anybody. Who can wear a button? Anybody. Who can talk to people, tell a story, hand someone a brochure or a CD, give someone a website address, invite someone to an event? Anybody. So we have an easy to duplicate business building approach that anybody can do. Now, when it comes to talking to people, there's only 2 types of people. Those that we know and those that we don't. Pretty simple. In terms of people we know, I would start to put together a list of people that I think are dissatisfied. They could be dissatisfied about any aspect of their life. It could be their income, their job. It could be the home they live in. It could be not being able to take the vacations that they would normally like to take. Wear the wardrobe that they would like to wear. Lots of different reasons why people might be dissatisfied. I would also put together a list of people I know that are ambitious. I would put together a list of people I know that have previous network marketing experience. You need to realize that you've got the finest products of their kind in the world. If you're hesitant to talk to people that you know about the products and the opportunity, you need to look at your thinking. Now, keep in mind that your job is not to make a decision for them. If you think that they're dissatisfied or ambitious or they have previous experience, whatever types of categories that you come up with and you put their name on the list, your job is to approach them and talk to them. Never prejudge anyone. If anything, what I've learned after 33 years in the industry is the people that you don't think would be interested usually are, the ones that you think are going to be very interested usually aren't, and the ones that you think are just going to tear it up because they've got a great personality and they've got the skills and they dress nice, etc., 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 they never do very well. And the ones that you don't think are going to do very well, like Sally Homemaker, your next door neighbor, turns out to be your top superstar. So never prejudge anyone. When it comes to people you don't know, lots of different ways to attract people you don't know. You can get people that see the button and stop and talk to you. You could run ads on the internet. You could run ads in a local newspaper. You could hand out flyers. You could get referrals from people you know that maybe they're not interested, but they know someone who might be. You can take advantage of social networking websites. LinkedIn and Facebook are 2 very good ones. You could put booths in at health fairs or business opportunity expos in your area. You could speak to church groups or hospital groups. So lots of different ways to talk to people. Now today we're in the social media age, and Facebook and LinkedIn are 2 very, very popular sites. You can actually go to those sites and do a search. Type in keywords, and people that have those keywords in their profile will appear on a page, and you can send them maybe a quick hello message, open up the door to possibly talking to them about your products or your opportunity in the very near future. You can also join various groups on social networking websites that are related to your country, maybe the city you live in, network marketing, some other personal interests that you might have, and you're enabled to post messages which you can basically turn into mini advertisements if you like. and hopefully have people respond to those and contact you for more information, and or perhaps want to try the product or actually sign up with you in the opportunity, depending on what you posted. Now, the best way to talk to people is through the use of testimonials and take advantage of the tools. Now, if you don't have a strong testimonial, borrow some other people's stories. Highlight those that are found on the opportunity brochure or in the success stories section of your To Build Wealth website. And what I would do is I would just commit maybe 5 or 6 really strong stories to memory. Facts tell, stories sell. You want to do both, but it's the testimonials that give people a glimpse of the end result. Now, we've got a variety of tools that you can work with. We've got the Dr. Edwards CD. We've got brochures. We've got a presentation booklet. You've got your weekly meetings. There's 3-way calls with your enroller or upline leader. You can do Skype calls or video conferences. You can do online webinars. You've got your To Build Wealth online recruiting and business building system. A lot of different tools to work with here, including your Vima website and back office. Now, the concept in talking to people is what we call tell, show, try, do. Tell them a little bit about the company, tell them a little bit about the products and the opportunity, show them what's happened to you and others as a result of using the products or getting involved in the opportunity. Take advantage of the articles that feature the world's most famous doctor recommending our product, articles that have named our product either best overall or product of the year, the clinical studies, etc., 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 so that you can show people, you can validate to people what you're telling them. And based on hearing your stories, some other stories, seeing this documentation, they get to the point where they want to try the product, and of course if they want to try the product and buy the product, they end up doing the product and doing the business opportunity as well, if they decide to pursue that route. So the concept is called tell, show, try, do. Very, very simple. Now, it boils down to what I call none, some, and lots. If you talk to lots of people consistently every single day over a prolonged period of time, you're going to sell lots of product and enroll lots of people. Talk to some people every day about their products and talk to some people every day about the opportunity, and over a period of time, you're going to get some people. Talk to a few people, you're going to get a few people. Don't talk to very many people or don't talk to anybody, you're not going to get any results. So, none, some, lots. You just have to make the decision that you're going to be a part of the Lots Club. The key here is consistency. Consistency of action and effort is what leads to momentum. Now, if you want to establish momentum, you do it with the basics. Use the products where the button, talk to people at any opportune moment. Take advantage of the tools. How you advance your momentum is you just keep doing what helped you create the momentum in the first place. And how you make sure that your momentum is solid is by continuing to do the same thing you did in the very beginning. Now, you need to realize that what's happening in your business today is not a result of what you did today, yesterday, last week, last month. It's a result of what you were doing 60 to 90 days ago. It usually takes about 60 to 90 days for you to see the results of that work. Now, inviting versus recruiting. Inviting usually doesn't work. However, recruiting does. And here's a great phrase to write down. Take the meeting to the people first, then take the people to the meeting. And what this simply means is that, let's say that you went out and talked to 10 people and you invited 10 people to a meeting. You'd be lucky to get 1 or 2 people to actually show up. But what if you went and saw all 10 of those people and did a presentation? Chances are you would probably get 1 or 2 signed up. Now, if you were to then take those 1 or 2 people and work with them, by the time that next meeting rolls around, you might have 5 or 10 people there instead of just 1 or 2. So recruiting beats inviting. So take the meeting to the people first, then take the people to the meeting. Now, in order to have all of this activity taking place on a regular basis, you need a support system. And this is why a weekly meeting and a weekly training is so vital. It's a support system, first and foremost. It's also a great way to get some new, fresh stories that you can go out and promote with. And so this is a reason why you want to make sure that you can attend as many meetings and trainings every week as you possibly can. Determine your reasons why. Everybody's reasons why are different, but the more reasons why you have and the more passionate you are, the stronger you feel about those reasons why, the more likely you are to succeed. Make sure you've got the right attitude when you approach people. And remember, we communicate with feelings, not with words. It's not what you say, it's how you feel about what you say that people can really pick up on. Be excited and enthusiastic. And I mean genuine excitement, genuine enthusiasm. And the only way to be excited and enthusiastic in a general way is with the facts. And you need to realize that people are going to rain on your parade. It's not important that they buy your story. It's more important that you don't buy their story. Now, here are some good basic goals to start with. Drink 2 ounces, 60 ml, at least once a day. That could be 2 ounces of Vima Mangosteen. Of course, in Verve, the Verve Energy drink, there's already 2 ounces of Vima Mangosteen in that can, so you could drink a can of Verve, you could drink a can of Body Burn, you could drink a Body Shake, but use the product at least once a day. Talk to at least 2 people every day about the products and 2 people every day about the opportunity. Set that as a minimum goal. Get 2 or more customers and recruit 2 or more distributors or affiliates in your first 2 days. I call it the 2-2-2 plan. Get 2 customers, more if you can, recruit at least 2 people, and do all of that in your first 2 days. Now, on a consistent basis over your first 12 weeks, recruit at least 2 new people each week for the first 12 weeks. Get all of the people that you personally enroll to do all of the above points I've just mentioned. If you'll do that, you'll qualify for Diamond or higher within your first 90 days. Now, the key then is to have 1 or more people in each of your 2 teams do the exact same thing. If you will do this, it won't be too difficult for you to have 250 to 500 people in a room 90 days from now as a result of your efforts consistently on a daily basis, as well as those on your team. And if you were to basically do all of the above that I've just alluded to, $200 to $2,000 or more in weekly or monthly income is yours. It's just a matter of time. Now, obviously, we can't guarantee any results, but people that I have seen achieve each of these points that I've just mentioned are earning no less than $200 to $2,000 a month, in many cases $200 to $2,000 a week or more. So follow this simple game plan and stay consistent, stay focused, and you will greatly increase your chances for success and position yourself to earn the biggest income possible. At the end of every day, there's only one question that you need to ask yourself. What did I do today to build my business? At the end of every day, ask yourself that one simple question. What did I do today to build my business? How many people did you talk to today about the products and or the opportunity? How many brochures and Dr. Edwards CDs did you hand out today? Don't tell me what you did a week or 2 weeks ago. That's a canceled check. Don't tell me what you're going to do tomorrow, because that's a promissory note. What did you do today that made a difference in your business? How many ads or posts did you put up on the internet today? How many presentations did you do today? How many 3-way calls or Skype calls did you do today with a top prospect and your enroller or a top upline leader? How much product did you sell today? How many people did you recruit today? What did you do today to build your business? Now let me cover ethics and leadership for just a moment. Number 1, do not steal other people's prospects, and do not try to sign up someone under you who is already signed up underneath someone else. Number 2, always, always, always edify your upline, in private and in public. Number 3, don't spread negativity to your downline. Always go to your upline if you have some reservations, some concerns, some issues, or complaints. Don't poison the well that you drink from. Number 4, always remember that leaders look for the opportunity in the problem, not the problem in the opportunity. Ask yourself, how would top leaders like Clay Jackson or Ken Stewart react or deal with this particular problem or situation I'm encountering? Would they become negative, or would they try to turn lemons into lemonade? Invest in you and your business. Have a supply of brochures, buttons, and Dr. Edwards CDs on hand so that when you sign someone up, you can put some tools in their hands, and so that you can have them available for those on your team and any new people they sign up. Your first year, put as much of your income back into your business as you can to keep the growth and the momentum of your business moving forward. The second year, then you can start to take out a few bucks to buy some nice new things like a new TV or some new furniture or maybe a new car. But for that first year, you want to try to invest back as much as you can into your business to keep that growth and momentum moving forward, to continue building that business on a solid foundation. Show up early for meetings and events, not late, and have new guests at each event and team members at every training. Acquire the knowledge and develop the skills to become above average or extraordinary and set the example for others to follow. The question that you have to ask yourself is, would you follow you? Now, here's my formula for success. Your ambition plus your attitude plus your aptitude plus your fortitude plus your gratitude multiplied by the magnitude of your reasons why will determine your altitude, will determine how much you earn, how high you go, how far you go, what ranks of achievement you achieve, and how fast you get there, and ultimately what type of income you're earning. Remember what my mentor Jim Rohn once said, what you miss can't help you. The meeting you miss can't help you. The training you miss can't help you. The company call that you miss can't help you. The three-way call or the video conference call or the webinar that you miss can't help you. What you miss can't help you. And remember what Henry Ford once said, you can if you think you can, and if you think you can't, you're right. The question that you really have to ask yourself is, do you believe in you? Now, we're basically finishing up the webinar today, and I want to come back full circle to a comment that I shared with everybody at the very beginning. Jim Rohn once shared with us, if you want to have your best year ever, get serious, get smart, and get going. Get serious. As Jim would say, life is serious. Your family's financial future is serious. Having a financial plan for you and your family and for your future is serious. Get serious. Get smart. Learn. Study. Read. Acquire the knowledge. Develop the skills. Get smart. And then finally, get going. Take action. Dreams without action is nothing more than wishful thinking. Well, I'd like to thank you for taking the time for being here today, for listening to some of the secrets to success, things that I've learned over the last 33 years. I look forward to seeing you in the very near future. Get back to the person who invited you to be here. Make sure that you have joined VIMA. And once you've joined, make sure that you activate your position with an order, and then take advantage of the new To Build Wealth system, the different landing pages that are available. Get people to visit those landing pages, get them through the system, let the system help you do the presenting and the selling and the recruiting and the training so that you can build your business bigger, faster, and easier, and get to ranks of achievement faster and easier, so that you can basically turbocharge your business to new heights of success in record-breaking time. Thanks for being with us. This is Ken, the MLM Professor Stewart, saying thank you for taking the time, and I'll see you in the very near future. Bye for now.